What's going on, everybody? Wrestlemania is coming up. Orlando, Florida. We're going to be there, the FAP crew. And I'm going to bring you today my WrestleMania 33 fantasy card, sort of fantasy card. As realistic as it could possibly be. This is the direction they should go. I'm doing this before Elimination Chamber and before Fastlane. So the champion's going into those pay-per-view, sort of, whatever. You'll see what I mean. I have like 20 matches, by the way. I try to get everybody on the show. Some of them are complete bullshit. Pre-show, we got a cruiserweight tag match, 6-man tag. Brian Kendrick, Noam Dar, and Tony Nese versus TJ Perkins, Cedric Alexander, and Rich Swann. I'm going to tell you the winners of the important matches. That one, who gives a fuck? Who cares who wins? I'll go with the faces winning, Perkins, Alexander, Swann. That's that. Second, we've got the Andre Battle Royal. This is pretty much everybody who didn't make the main card. So, Sin Cara, Swagger, the Usos, Mark Henry, Kane, Vaudevillains, Hawkins, Mojo Rawley, Curtis Axel, The Ascension, Goldust, Bo Dallas, Tyler Breeze, Fandango, O'Neal, Gallagher, Rhino, Slater, and the winner, Braun Strowman. I wanted to fit him on the main card, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't find anywhere for him. Unless the Battle Royal could be on the main card. Whatever. Alright, now we're going on to the main card. We're going to start off with the IC title ladder match. Pretty much a tradition at this point. The champion, Dean Ambrose, going up against 5 guys. We've got Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Kalisto, Dolph Ziggler, and Ty Dillinger. I have him up at SmackDown at that time. I know he's still in NXT. And the winner of that match, I have Baron Corbin. Won the Battle Royal last year. I think it'd be the first success story from the Andre Battle Royal so far. Next, we got the Cruiserweight Championship. A lot of the Cruiserweights were on the pre-show and the tag match. But we got the champion, Neville, going up against Austin Aries. 101, I think they could put on a hell of a show. 5-star match. I think it'll put the Cruiserweights where they need to be, because right now I think they're at a plateau after the tournament. This could really elevate them. Who wins? It doesn't matter who wins. I'll say Aries wins. Aries wins that match. Next up, we've got Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. I know these two are scheduled to face at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but I think something's going to go down to where it doesn't fall through the way it's supposed to. I go with Becky winning this one. Becky beats Mickie same way that Mickie beat Trish at WrestleMania 22. God, 11 years ago. That's crazy. Mickie James still looks fine, too. United States Championship. Sami Zayn, in my fantasy world, won the title from Chris Jericho at Fastlane. He won the United States Championship. So Sami Zayn will defend the title against Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe just tagged Seth Rollins. Put him out of action. So he's obviously on Triple H's side. And Sami Zayn has been having some issues with Stephanie. I think Stephanie sends Joe after Sami Zayn. And Joe's going to win the U.S. title from Zayn at Mania. Next, we've got the celebrity match that I want to see, baby. Big Show versus Shaquille O'Neal. Let me see it. Let me see it. Big Show is in incredible shape. I want to see that match. I don't know why people don't. All right. This match, it makes perfect sense to me. Maybe not to anyone else, but it makes perfect sense to me. The Miz with Maurice versus Shane O'Mac. That makes perfect sense. Shane is going to defend Daniel Bryan, but going against Miz. Miz deserves a big match for the year he's put on. Shane is a marquee match at Mania. I think the storyline is already written. Just have Miz come out, call out Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's like, he teases it a little bit, like he's gonna do the match, but then he says, I've got a man who will face you, Shane McMahon. Makes sense to me, Shane versus Miz. Alright, we got the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. I'm going completely out of order, I'm sorry. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship, American Alpha will be the champions going in. A lot of the other tag teams were in the Battle Royal, and they will be going 1-on-1 again, or 2-on-2, should I say, against the newest tag team added to SmackDown Live, The Revival. The Revival wins that match. The Raw Tag Team Championship. These guys were a little tougher to book. At first, I wanted to do a ladder match with them, but I already had the ladder match with the IC title. So I'm going to have the Club going in as champs versus The New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus versus Enzo and Cass. I think that's the direction they're going in. I know, like, the past couple of years, they've been doing, like, the 4-team tag matches. You know, they shove it on the pre-show. At this point, the tag titles mean a lot. The New Day have really elevated that championship. SmackDown Live Women's Championship, we've got Alexa Bliss defending against Nikki Bella. Probably Nikki wins that match. I don't really care who wins these matches. They're so good that whatever. Raw Women's Championship, this is probably the direction they're going as well. I think it's the best way to go about it. Charlotte as champ versus Bayley versus Nia versus Sasha. Bayley wins and feuds with Sasha during the summer for SummerSlam. Sasha turns heel. Let me throw this out there. Since Rusev is not on the show, Rusev's coming out somewhere during this show and he's going to say, what's going on? Where's my match? Mashka! All of a sudden, you're going to hear da, 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 da. Hulk Hogan is going to make his big return to the WWE. Take out Rusev. I know Rusev deserves a match, but have him win Money in the Bank in just a few months. But throw this in here. Hulk Hogan takes out Rusev, gets the big pop. I'd love to see it. I was going to put Angle in that place, but Angle and the rest of the Hall of Fame, they're going to do their Hall of Fame shtick that they usually do. All right, now we're moving on into the main events. Okay, John Cena versus AJ Styles. I know these two have had their fair share of matches. This is the best way to go about it if none of them are going to be champion going into the show. You don't want to put AJ against some random guy. You don't want to put Cena in a tag match like that's rumored. Settle their differences once and for all, but this time in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I was going to do an Iron Man match, but I feel like that's too long for WrestleMania, especially when you've got all these guys. I know it's like an 8-hour show at this point, but you don't want to do a 30-minute Iron Man match because that's too short, and you don't want to do an hour because that's too long. So I think 2 out of 3 falls, somewhere in the middle. The Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. It's set up. It could be good. I don't know how well Reigns could carry the match with Taker. He's up there in age, so I don't know how well Reigns can carry the match, but whether we like it or not, Reigns puts on pretty good matches, you know. Versus Taker, there's some potential there. Will they reach it? I don't know. Reigns has to be a heel, or he has to have some heel tendencies going into that match, or it's just not going to work. And, by the way, I want Taker to win that match. I don't see any way Reigns doesn't get booed out of the building if he wins that match. Next up, Triple H versus Seth Rollins. Seth will be okay by Mania, I think. So, Triple H versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins wins that match. I think he has to. It'll be a 5-star match. Next up, Universal Championship. Kevin Owens is still the champion. At Fastlane, they did Goldberg versus Owens for the title, but Brock ran in, costed Goldberg. Costed? He causes Goldberg to lose. That's what I'm saying. Hits him with the F5. Shades of No Way Out 2004 when Goldberg did the same thing to Brock against Eddie Guerrero. Even though it doesn't really make sense, because why would Brock cost himself of a Universal title match? But whatever, doesn't matter. Owens versus Jericho for the Universal Championship. I think Owens has got to win that match. Jericho is going to be leaving soon to do his Fozzy tour or work on the Fozzy album. Good, you know, Jericho deserves a high-profile match. He is the reason that a lot of us watch Raw. Him and Owens have been fantastic. So they deserve a high-profile match. It should be for the Universal Championship in my eyes. Next up, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. No title. This could end the show, but I'm going to save the WWE Championship for last. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar in the final encounter. If you guys have watched our videos before, you know we aren't the biggest fans of the way they booked Goldberg and Brock. But all will be forgiven if Brock beats Goldberg at Mania. All will be forgiven. I don't care how they do it. They could have Goldberg running for the spear right away. Brock catches him F5. It's a wrap right there. Have him squash him. Have a competitive match. I don't know how well that would go. It didn't go so well 12 years ago. Brock needs to win this match. I don't care what else happens at WrestleMania. Brock needs to beat Goldberg. That's it. I don't care what people say. This is their 3rd match. Brock has been getting embarrassed by Goldberg. Brock needs to go into that match serious as he's ever been and take out Goldberg. Sorry about that. And your main event of the evening, I feel the Royal Rumble winner should always main event the show, close it out. So we got the WWE Championship that Bray Wyatt captured at the Elimination Chamber in the Elimination Chamber match. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. Triple threat. Did you see that coming? Bray versus Orton versus Luke Harper WWE Championship. This is golden. You have Harper go against Orton at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Somehow Harper picks up that victory, or as long as Orton doesn't go over clean. Any way they go about it, they could do Orton wins with something shoddy going on. They could do a count out, something. Either way, Orton's going to be in the main event for the WWE title. And Bray versus Orton, that's good enough if you just do that. But Bray versus Orton versus Harper, Harper deserves it. He's contributed just as much to this Wyatt feud as Orton and Bray have. And the winner of the match, Bray Wyatt. I don't think it's Harper's time just yet. I wouldn't mind if they gave it to him. I think Orton is there to elevate these two guys. Orton has been fantastic so far with the Wyatts. Bray needs a singles title. So if he goes into Mania with the title and leaves with the same title, he'll be elevated. I know he lost to Cena, lost to Undertaker. He did the stuff with The Rock last year, so his WrestleMania track record isn't too good. This could set him on the right path for Manias to come. And going into the summer this year, yeah, that's what I think we should do. I think that is a realistic path that the WWE could take. Maybe take out a few matches because I have about 20 of them in there. We will be in Orlando, Florida for WrestleMania weekend. If any of you guys are going to be there, let us know. We'd be happy to meet up with you at the show. That would be great. There's going to be a bunch of people there, but we will find you there. Let us know. Leave a comment. Send us your fantasy cards. Make a video about it if you want. Tweet us at FAPReactions. Follow us on Instagram at FAPReactions. Make sure to follow us on Twitter especially, because we're going to be doing some giveaways, some challenges, all of that leading up to WrestleMania. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.